And in this video, I want to walk you through how the CEO of a digital marketing agency grew her revenues 210%, basically doubled her monthly revenue without a big marketing budget, without paying for ads, and it only took about 90 days. So I'm going to share with you, how this worked, what didn't, and the lessons learned so that you can hopefully duplicate this same thing in your own business. And more importantly, the other reason I want to show this to you is to inspire you about the power of outbound lead generation, because that was all we focused on here. It was just helping her dial in outbound lead gen in-house. And, I think a lot of business owners, a lot of agencies especially, really overlook outbound. They either rely on referrals or networking to get clients, which isn't really a strategy. It's kind of just, hoping to get clients, or they rely on paid ads or building like really complicated funnels and just overcomplicating the whole sales process. And I think outbound is super powerful, and just want to inspire you to really get good at this yourself and commit to figuring it out, because it for sure works. I mean, people always ask me like, hey, does cold calling still work? Does LinkedIn work for my niche? Or do cold emails still work these days? I get so many cold emails. And the answer is yes, and I'm pretty sure they always will. So really want to just show you what's possible with outbound, how inexpensive it is as well, and inspire you to really commit to figuring it out. So just real quick, in case you don't know me, I'm AJ Cassata, co-founder, CEO of Revenue Boost. I also run a community on Facebook called B2B Sales and Marketing Secrets. And at Revenue Boost, we're a consulting and e-learning company specialized in B2B lead generation, marketing, and sales process. So essentially, we help small B2B companies and mostly a lot of digital agencies with really their entire client acquisition process, from the strategy, from getting leads to getting more appointments with decision makers, to closing more deals, and eventually building a sales team. So we really just focus specifically on revenue growth. We have some great strategies for all of the above, and do some pretty neat stuff with outbound and organic marketing. If you'd like a hand, if you'd like to learn more, then feel free to reach out and see if we could help you with growing your business as well. Anyway, so here's some context. So this was, again, a full stack digital marketing agency, meaning she offered a variety of different services, SEO, web design, paid ads, even business consulting and operations consulting. And she was focused on a specific niche. It was a certain type of medical clinic. I'm not going to share the exact niche just for privacy reasons, because this client was, trying to become, or is trying to become, like number one in her specific sub niche. But yeah, it was a type of local medical clinic. And, really before she was working with us, she was stuck at around $25,000 in monthly revenue for quite a while. So she had started her business and built it off of referrals and networking, because she owned a few companies in the niche that she was working in. So she had a prior network there already that she could leverage to get some referrals for clients, but then that eventually tapped out. Referrals are great for getting a business started, but it's not really a predictable strategy to keep growing. It's not like a faucet that you can turn on and off when you want more leads, right? You don't really control it. It's just very reactive. So she wanted to develop a more proactive sales strategy, and she actually hired a lead generation agency that didn't really work out. And I find a lot of times if you hire a lead generation agency in the beginning, it just doesn't always work well. A lot of companies or a lot of entrepreneurs, they start a company and they can't figure out how to get leads and sales, so they try to outsource it to a freelancer or an agency, and it usually doesn't work very well if you do that too early. It's better to do that after you actually get lead gen dialed in-house. That's a big belief of ours at Revenue Boost as well. I mean, that's why we're a consulting company and we help our clients set all this up in-house, because we really believe you should get good at this stuff yourself. It's an important skill to have as an entrepreneur always, and very valuable to have these processes in-house rather than relying on other agencies. Better to use other agencies just to kind of supplement and add additional volume later on. But anyway, she hired an agency to do LinkedIn lead generation. They were working good at first, but then they weren't performing, and they went months without getting her any good appointments or clients. So she had to let them go and was kind of really out of options. So she came to us to kind of develop this in-house. And again, we helped her grow from 25K to 52K in monthly revenue in just about 3 months. The cool thing was she was actually working less. So, she was able to have that extra cash flow to hire more team members, free up her time, and focus more on just really being the CEO and just running the company and improving the systems. So she was able to, by the end, actually, be not so overworked and have a lot more free time to work on the business rather than in it, and just, more time to enjoy life as well. Now, more important than the revenue growth is actually having a predictable and profitable system to continue generating new leads, qualified calls, and sales. And this is what we always, emphasize with our clients at Revenue Boost, that we're not just here to help you get some growth while we're working together. It's more about helping you install more about helping you install a system in your business to keep giving you growth, and something that's repeatable so that you can keep getting new leads and sales, for years to come, regardless of if we're working together or not. And that's the most important thing, right? It's not just about getting a bunch of clients all at once. It's about really dialing in a system for your business that you can rely on to keep bringing you business so that you can really plan for future growth. So the total marketing expense came out to around $600, and that was really just for the tools and the software. And don't worry, in this case study, I'm going to share with you as much as I can in the short time we have. I'm going to share some of the targeting strategies, the campaign strategy, the copy, and the whole tech stack as well. But I just wanted to really point this out first because I think this is why Outbound is so cool and so powerful, because it's so profitable. The expenses to get going is very, very minimal. You just need a few tools and, of course, to get data and a list of potential prospects. But obviously the ROI on Outbound is going to be much, much higher than, the ROI on paying for Google or Facebook ads or something like that. So yeah, absolutely great thing to do for that reason. Now, before she was working with us, she was at 25K. Like I said, she tried to outsource lead generation. It didn't work. And not only was she at 25K, but she was stuck there for about 6 months. So the business had kind of just plateaued for 5-6 months. And if your business is making decent revenue and you're happy with it, that's awesome. But if you're not growing, it's an issue, right? If you're staying at the same revenue for quite a while and you want more growth, then something really has to change, right? And that's not really a great spot to be in, because if you lose 1 or 2 clients, then you could be in a tough spot, right? So that was why she came to us. And after we helped her get revenue growth, we actually helped her hire an in-house team to set appointments and actually close deals. So that's why she was able to kind of continue the growth and have a lot more free time back. So her goal at the beginning was to get to 50K a month in 6 months, and we helped her accomplish that in half the time. And her next goal she's working towards now is getting to 6 figures a month, and also hiring a sales team, which we just helped her finish getting an appointment setter and a sales closer. So diving into some of the strategies and how the campaign looked, it was mostly LinkedIn and cold email. I'd say the majority of it was cold email. A couple appointments came in through LinkedIn, maybe around 10 total, but mostly was cold email. Usually like 6 to 8 good appointments a week were coming just from email campaigns. But we did mainly use LinkedIn to source the data and build lists to actually pull the contact info from using a tool called Apollo.io. Now, aside from A/B testing the copy and trying different messaging, which we definitely did, we also had her A/B test different niches, so building different campaigns for different niches to test. So that's definitely another variable that you can test in your campaigns is, different industries or different company sizes and things of that nature. And this is a huge part of, outbound lead generation, is making sure that you're reaching out to the right people in the first place. She had clients in a lot of different niches, but we really took the time to identify what might be the best niche to really focus in on and narrow down on. You've probably heard this before, but the riches are in the niches, right? And we really discovered a niche she was working with that was very underserved, not very competitive, a real blue ocean. And that was a big part of this, was really like having the right strategy from the first place as far as who to go after. We also added social proof in the email signature. The problem with cold email is people don't really know who you are. They don't really have a way to look you up. If you DM someone on LinkedIn or Facebook, they can check out your profile, but on email, you don't have that. So it's really important to try to add as much as you can in your email signature to give some credibility. So we added, case study links. We added a testimonial quote in the signature, business information, a headshot to put a face to the name, and try to put as many trust factors there as we could. We also developed the owner's brand story for the messaging. The thing is, if you're running a company like a digital marketing agency, for example, there's plenty of other digital marketing agencies in the world. So it's hard to separate yourself and stand out. But the one thing you can do is you can have yourself stand out from your story, right? Nobody can copy your brand story or your background. So that was something that we helped her create that helped her stand out in her messaging. And we also worked a lot on the sales process. So not only getting more meetings on her calendar, worked on helping her actually increase her closing rate and turn more of her meetings into actually signed clients. So, like a lot of business owners, she was kind of just winging sales, just getting by with her expertise and her charisma, but not really having a process for like how to plan for calls and how to do the sales calls and how to present the demo and how to follow up. So we worked on all those different things and helped her actually close a lot more of her existing leads. And also worked a lot on the follow-up strategy. A lot of people really neglect the follow-up, but she actually landed a good amount of clients weeks or months after the demo just from having a good follow-up strategy as far as, what to say and how often to follow up without being annoying and all those things. So yeah, really worked on the back end there too. Now it's not enough just to grow your business and get some momentum, but you really need to maintain that momentum. Honestly, everything in business gets a lot easier when you have momentum on your side and you really have that fire beneath you. So once you kind of have it, you got to catch it and build it, right? And really make the right moves to maintain that momentum. So once she was having some good growth, we put some things in place like helping her get a lead researcher and appointment setter. Basically started as just kind of an assistant to help with some of the tedious parts of the outreach process, like building a lead list and cleaning the lead list. But then we trained up that person to be an appointment setter and take over the whole process and actually book calls on the calendar. And clients of ours at Revenue Boost get access to my network, and we're usually able to provide some pretty good referrals for talent that you need to hire. So that's how we helped her find that person. Now we also train up this appointment setter to be a closer eventually. And actually this client came to me and she was like, "Hey, I'm having too many sales calls," and she obviously knew it was a good problem to have, but it was also a problem. She was really, really busy. So we trained the appointment setter up to be a closer, and man, she was super excited. I mean, it's a pretty significant moment in a business when you see the first client get onboarded that you didn't even talk to, right? When you can see a lead get generated, an appointment set, a deal closed, client get onboarded, and that was all done by other people. It's a pretty good feeling. That's really when you're taking a big step towards really being a business owner and having an asset that kind of works for you. So she was super pumped about that. And also with the extra cash flow, she was able to hire an assistant account manager to free up her time from the client fulfillment. That way she could have more time just to, A, enjoy her life, but also B, separate herself more from the day-to-day and work a little bit more on the business and on the overall strategy and growth. So that's kind of how we put some things in place to free up her time and allow for more momentum. What's next for her is now she's working towards her 100K a month goal, systemizing, standardizing the operations, continuing to explore new markets, continuing to expand the team, increasing her prices a bit, and also really, really working on training that new closer up to be an absolute superstar. Some testimonials as well. Obviously, she was super pumped. And that's really it. Just wanted to give you a quick overview. I hope that was helpful. If you want to see this actual PDF, I can send it to you. Just send me a message on social or email me. And if you also would like to see the actual email copy, like what we said in the cold email campaigns, as far as the highest performing templates, then definitely reach out. I'm happy to share with you that as well because I think that's cool to see. So let me know if you'd like to see that. Just send me a message or an email. And if you'd like to work with us at Revenue Boost, or you want to at least learn what we do and how we could help your business scale, how we could help you increase your qualified lead flow and get more of your dream clients, then definitely send me an email. Happy to show you what we do, or link you up with someone on my team who can show you what we do. And also, if you want some free stuff, join our Facebook group, B2B Sales and Marketing Secrets. I'm pretty active in there, so you can connect with me there and ask me a question, ask me for advice on anything, anytime. I'm in there almost every day, just chatting with people and connecting with the community. And also, we post lots of free content, free resources, guides, trainings. We have some pretty awesome expert interviews too in the group. So yeah, if you're interested in the topic of B2B marketing, lead generation, and sales in general, then definitely come hang out with us there. All right, well, I appreciate you taking the time. I hope you got some value from this. And yeah, thanks again, and talk to you soon.